I'm down 162 pounds in 6 months, and it feels great. Looking at myself in the mirror is a trip. I marvel at myself now because I'm like, man, I've done this in 6 months. 6 months is not that long ago.
I started this program back on July 1st at 288.5 pounds. Today I weighed in at 184. When I first got here, I was sad and depressed and stressed out. Over time, I regained my self-esteem, my willpower, my determination, and those things have helped me to grow and become happier with myself and in life.
Use code TFU10 for a discount on the full body cleanse.
This is O'Shea Jackson. You're listening to TFU Podcast, if you didn't know.
Welcome into another episode of TFU Podcast.
Let's go.
Today we're joined by a legend.
Talk about
He's a writer, producer, director, showrunner, author, actor. Bentley Kyle Evans.
Man, Bentley. God, you've had an amazing career.
What it do, man? Listen, that was multi-hyphenated. There was a lot of
I'm
stuff going
trying.
on. He
English
said a
is my
lot of titles.
Hey, listen, I was amazed because I knew some of the things that you actually have done in the past, but I didn't know all of this, man. This is you've done well.
Man, listen, I've been at it for a minute, bro. It's like they say, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. You know what I mean?
But let's start from the beginning. Where'd you go to high school? Where are you from?
So, I'm from LA,
Okay.
Okay, so I'm born in the Bay.
Okay.
Raised in LA.
I love it.
Okay.
It's funny because I'm similar. I was actually born in San Jose.
Okay.
Moved to LA when I was about 4 years old and been here ever since.
Okay, so I moved. I don't ever remember living in the Bay. It was before.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I ended up being born in the Bay. That's a story that my mother and father never really broke down to me. Who really knows? But all I know is my birth certificate says the Bay Area, Oakland to be exact. And but I'm raised here in LA. I don't know nothing else. I'm all LA, 100% West Side.
I love it.
All day long.
So did you, in high school, what'd you study in high school? Did you want to be an actor? How did that all happen?
Nah, so I went to Westchester High.
Oh, okay.
And I came out of Westchester High. I'm dating myself, but hey, I'm putting it out there. 84, class of 84. And I did not want to be associated with the business at all. And here's the reason why.
Okay.
Because at that time, you couldn't be in drama class, man. Let's just keep it real.
That's true.
You couldn't be in drama. You couldn't be in any of those types of classes, or you got teased by your peers. Now, I did have a curiosity about it.
Okay.
I mean, my sister was in drama.
Okay.
She was in all the school plays. Remember Karen White that sang Superwoman?
Yeah, Superwoman.
So Karen was a year older than me, and her and my sister were tight, and they were in all the school plays and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, secretly I wanted to be a part of it, but I knew my homies wasn't going for that. So it was either you played ball or you didn't, or you just kind of, but you don't want to be involved in. And then the music classes, I'm not musically inclined, although I think if my mother would have put me in some piano, I probably would be. Yeah, I'd be like Jamie Foxx, you know what I'm saying? But no, I had no real interest in it, but there was a slight curiosity for sure.
Got it. You are kind of tall.
Yeah.
Did you play a sport? I think you might be taller than me.
I'm 6'5".
Yeah, you're tall. You got an inch on me.
6'4"?
Yeah,
okay,
6'4". You got an inch on me. Did you play basketball in high school? Was you out there dunking on them?
Nah. No, here's the deal. So let's just keep it all the way real. I'm the dude that, when you show up to the court and everything for pickup and everything, everybody always picks me. And then the next game, I don't get picked up because I'm just all right. Now, here's the deal. I was better. I started taking it serious probably around 32, 33 years old. Okay. Where I started going, I could do this. And I'm bigger than these motherfuckers. I can back them down. And I realized what I am. But in school, I wasn't as tall as I am now. I was a late grower. I was growing until I was 27 years old, which is crazy. So I didn't pick it up. I played baseball for about 8 years.
Okay.
Growing up, that was my sport. Again, basketball, I loved watching it.
Right.
I am the biggest Magic Johnson fan on the planet. That's my man. 100 grand.
Now, speaking of basketball, you kind of told us a little story. So you said you knew Harold Miner? You were neighbors with Harold Miner?
No, so you remember when they used to call Harold Miner Baby Jordan?
Baby Jordan all
Okay.
day. SC.
SC. So I was living in Ladera Heights at the time.
Okay.
And I remember I saw Harold Miner walking up Shenandoah, dribbling a ball. And I'm going, yo, that's Harold Miner. He's just in the middle of the street just rolling. And then I got up to the top of the hill.
Right.
And I realized that he lives in the house that's directly behind me. Our backyards butted up against each other.
Okay.
And here's a crazy story. I'm going to make it quick.
Okay. No, you don't have to. Take your time.
All right. So y'all know who Mike Conception is?
Yeah. The music person, former Crip, right?
Former Crip.
Yeah,
I don't know what he...
Yeah, but he does music.
Yeah.
I actually know Gerald. You know Gerald?
I met Gerald before.
So Gerald is like his assistant, handler, friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know Gerald, but go on.
So one day I'm leaving out the crib and I'm heading towards Slauson, and a blue Rolls Royce rolls up on me, and it's Mike Conception, right? And you know, Mike had that little street cred. He had that. We was all a little terrified that if Mike roll up on you, what he rolling up for?
Yeah.
So Mike rolls up on me and he's like this, hey, get out the car. And I'm like, nah, man, you got the wrong somebody, bro. I don't think you looking for me. He said, no, I'm looking for you. So I was like, oh, he must be looking for Harold Miner, because we got the same car, same Range Rover, and our backyards. So I said, oh, you must be looking for my man that live here. He said, no, I'm looking for you. Okay. I said, well, yeah, what's my name? He goes, Benny. And I was like, nah, I ain't Benny. It's something like that, but I ain't Benny. Now, I'm in the car with my wife.
Okay.
And I tell my wife, all right, look, I'm going to get out the car. I'm going to go holler at this nigga. Now, if something jumps off, you get in the driver's seat and drive. Don't worry about me, because I'm going through them houses. I'm going through the backyards. I'm running. Don't worry about me. But it turned out that it was a big misunderstanding. He wasn't looking for Harold Miner either.
Okay.
But isn't that funny how I threw Harold Miner under the bus? I was like, this, you must be looking for dude. You can't be looking for me. We ain't got no business. Right. Mike Conception actually ended up being a cool cat.
Yeah.
We actually ended up talking on the phone one night for about 8 hours, and I got a chance to really understand the man behind the myth, and the legend and everything. And so, Mike, if you're watching, bro, shout out, because he was a real cool cat. And I spent a couple of times with him, a couple of days.
Did he ever introduce you to his TV show that he was trying to produce? It was a reality show with him mentoring two people. Actually, I think Gerald shot it. Did he ever? He never showed you that?
He never reached out. He reached out to me about a movie, and I think that's where the whole misconception thing happened, where it was like one of my friends was supposed to write the movie, and then they said, let Bentley write the movie. So then he thought that I was shading him or trying to duck him out, and didn't want to take the money that he was offering. And I had just finished doing A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, so I was like, oh, my quote's a little bit up there, bro. I ain't taking no $30,000 to write this movie. You gotta come a little north of that, bro.
Nah, you know what I mean? I love it. So now we got you finishing. You finished high school, and you decide. What college did you decide to go to?
So I decided to go to a number of schools: Howard, Morehouse, a whole bunch of them, Hampton, but I ain't getting none of them. That was my decision, but I didn't get in.
You didn't get in?
Nah, bro.
They didn't let you in?
They ain't let me in. Well, so I think I was a decent student.
Okay.
But I was interested in what I was interested in, and it wasn't really, I think, if I could just say this out there, I think undergrad college is some bullshit. I really do.
You talking about the first 2 years?
The first 4 years.
First 4 years.
I really do. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay, let me hear it.
Because I feel like what college is doing is they're preparing you to become an employee.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's a farm that's farming you to take on the role of an employee in their establishment.
For sure.
They don't teach financial literacy. They don't teach so many of the things that I was interested in early on in my career, early on in my life, period. So I think that if in high school you knew that you wanted to be a doctor, then you should go to med school right out of high school. And I'd rather you spend the entire 6 years, 4 years, and 2 years. I'd rather you spend that whole thing just in med school. Now, if you don't know what you want to do, then I think that college could be something that could help you. But if it were me, I'd rather join the military than join undergrad college not knowing what I wanted to do, because at least I'm getting something more out of it and lifetime benefits. You understand?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it makes perfect sense. And when you even think about it from the point of most billionaires, at least let's say the top 10 billionaires in the world, I think 60 to 70% of them never finished college.
See,
they stopped in the middle and said, I know what I want to do, and went on and did it. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, C students hire A students, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
but
is that
they
not a
say
fact?
C students run the world.
Come on, man. That was me.
That was me.
I'm C slightly D. I caught a, my mother and father wasn't really going for it. I graduated from high school. I walked and I have my cap and gown and all that, but I just didn't take school seriously. Here's the thing about me.
Okay.
In my senior year of high school, I had a full-time job working at Robinson's department store. Remember Robinson's before Robinson's
absolutely
made?
Remember. Yeah.
So I had a full-time job there working in fine china and crystal.
Okay.
Right? I'll explain how that happened later. but I had a job, so it was like I didn't take school seriously. I just took the necessary courses to get out. And then when I got out, it was like, I don't want to be in China and crystal working at Robinson's, so what do I want to do? And so I went to West LA College.
Okay.
I lasted for a good 3 weeks.
Okay.
Good 3 weeks. They had great pancakes.
Solid.
I would go to that cafeteria in the morning and then go, am I going to this class? What was it? W's when you dropped out of the classes?
Right.
Withdrawals.
Yeah.
So I tried that. Didn't work out. My mother was like, what are you doing? My father was like, look, your friends are going to start excelling, and you're going to look up and you're going to be going, damn, what did I do with that time? Same thing I tell my kids, right? So then I said, all right, I'm going to buckle down this next semester. I'm buckling down.
All in.
But I'm moving from West LA because I got too many friends that it's 13th grade.
Right.
West LA,
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to Santa Monica. I'm a class of
Santa Monica College.
over there by the beach.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. So I went to Santa Monica College, and I started out. I'm sitting in the front row. I'm sitting right there with the professor.
Okay.
And then I met a girl. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? So I meet this chick. We start hanging out, dating a little bit, and then school just became secondary again, and I kind of screwed that off. But during that process, the Santa Monica College part, that's where I was introduced to the game. So
you fell in love with theater, movies.
Well,
no.
That's where I was there when I came across the person that would change my life, which was Robert Townsend.
Wow. You met Robert Townsend at Santa Monica College?
I didn't meet him there, but I met him while I was attending Santa Monica College, and he is the reason why I quit Santa Monica College. He don't know that. But he's the reason why I said, fuck this.
Now, for the people who don't know, Robert Townsend was famous for producing his movie on his credit card.
Yes, and
Were
I
you
worked
around during that time period when he was actually doing that?
Yeah, that's where I got my SAG card. That's how I
think
got
it's
into
called
business.
Hollywood Shuffle, right?
Hollywood Shuffle, man. Listen, we shot Hollywood Shuffle all over Hollywood. It is the quintessential film on how to get shit done by hook or crook. I'm talking about. Listen, I remember being on walkie-talkies on the corner. Robert was saying, "Now, if the police come, you let us know, because we had no permits. It's like we shot we shooting tomorrow, but we don't have no schedule. Not now. Tomorrow we'll let you know in the morning what time we rolling cameras. So it was just kind of like everybody came together to make that thing happen, and I knew that school was in my way. Right. I was like, that ain't fun. I want to do that.
Now, what was your role with Robert Townsend producing that movie?
They call it a pilot. You know what a pilot is?
Nah.
Get over there and pile that over there, pile that over there, grab that stuff, pile it over there. It was like a production assistant,
Gotcha.
right? I mean, I just wanted to get in. And the story of one of my great friends that I grew up with introduced me to Robert. Because we both was like at West LA at one time, and we was both losing together. So he was like, it's time that we win, bro. I know this dude. And he's shooting this film. And I was like, well, I don't know nothing about no films being made. He was like, yeah, but I gotta end with this dude. I'm gonna introduce. So he introduces me to Rob. And so, you know, it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because I never made a dime until it was over, meaning that the film was over. But I didn't do it for the money. I was still living at my parents' house, so I was secure. I didn't need any money.
Right.
And so, but I saw something that I fell in love with, and that was being on set. Not necessarily making films, writing, producing, or directing, because I didn't know what that was yet, but being a part of something that felt so good. It felt like I belonged there. These are my people.
I love it.
You see what I'm saying?
Now, I remember, if I remember correctly, because I did see that movie a long, long time ago, Keenan Ivory Wayne was part of that movie.
That's where I met Keenan.
That's where you met him too?
I met a 28-year-old Keenan. Robert was 29. I was 19. And I met these guys, and I looked at them like they were the gods of the universe, right? Because to me, at that time, they were. And had I not met the two of them, because they were both instrumental in my growth, had I not met them, I don't know where I'd be right now. I don't know what I'd be doing. I mean, I wouldn't be living in a box or nothing like that. But I don't know what I'd be doing, because that's the interest that I loved. I want to walk like Robert. I want to talk like Keenan.
Right.
And Keenan, the way Keenan took his family under his man. Come on, I was like this. He's a hero to me, right? And he is to this very day.
Absolutely.
And I get to tell him that all the time. I love it. And Rob too. Matter of fact, I just talked to Robert last week, and he's gonna write this forward for my book that we'll talk about later.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
And you said you got your SAG card out of that movie?
I got my SAG card out of there when I didn't even know what a SAG card was, right? So, you know, working on the film, it was just like you were volunteering. So every day you just volunteered to show up. Like, what time tomorrow, boss? Okay, cool, 6 a.m. Yep, all right, no problem. And so you just volunteered to be there because you felt like you were a part of a movement. Something's gonna happen with this. We don't know what, but something's gonna happen.
No, that's crazy, because like you said, you're not getting paid. You just quit school and you trying to figure out life. For you to commit to that project during that time period is wild.
I mean, can you imagine what my parents were saying?
Man, they say you crazy.
My mother said, son, I don't know what the hell is that. My mother was a cusser. Yeah, I don't know what the hell you thinking. I mean, you got your head in the clouds and you need to come back down to reality, because that's a very difficult industry and you don't know nothing about it. I love my mother, and I know she loved me, and she did not want me to go through the rejection that this business has, right? So that was her way of trying to protect me from myself, but she didn't know that I really had a love for this, an affinity, and this is where I needed to be, even before I took it that serious.
Wow. So now you guys made the movie. What happened after? Was there a premiere? Did it immediately go into the theaters? What happened?
Nah, you know what? After Robert finished the movie, it took some time. It took a couple of years to get it all the way done.
Okay.
And then this company, Samuel Goldwyn, comes in and they buy the film. And, I don't know all the intricate details. All I know is Samuel Goldwyn got it, and we coming out in the theaters. And now that I was a production assistant,
right,
but I was also filling in little gaps and saying a line here and there. So it qualified me to be Taft-Hartley'd into the Screen Actors Guild.
I love it.
Right? And so I got in the guild that way, which meant that when they signed the deal, I got a check for those days that I worked retroactively. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
So I ended up getting something like $5,000. Now we talking about 1986.
That's a lot of money.
Oh, it's a lot of dough. And I was like this, I got 5 G's? What? I gotta be in this business. So yeah, the movie comes out. This is very funny. I went to the premiere And there was this premiere. I forgot where they did it. I want to say maybe it was the Directors Guild, but don't hold me to that.
Okay.
Me and my boy Tommy Morgan, who introduced me to Robert, we go and we get these dates and we go get tuxedos. We go get tuxedos, rent tuxedos, and we got our dates wearing these evening gowns and everything, right? So we go to the premiere and everybody's like extremely casual, right? Damn. And I'll never forget, Keenan came out the theater and said, man, where the hell y'all think y'all going? we thought that's what you did. It's a premiere. Denzel was there.
Ooh.
I remember that was the first time I met Denzel.
Ooh.
He was there, and he was looking at us like, well, you idiots dressed like that for? Robert was looking at us like, so now I'm like this. Hey, Tommy, we got to get up out of here. We looking pretty dumb here. So we slipped out. But we thought that's what you did. You put on a tux.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You go to the premiere in the tux. You come on your Hollywood best.
So then what does Bentley do after that? So now you just did this movie. It looks like school, you probably not going to go back to school. You fell in love with, this whole film industry. What do you do after that?
Yeah, I knew that college wasn't the route for me. It was just convincing myself and convincing my parents that this was not the lane that I belonged in. Although I felt like I was intelligent enough to, pass any test if it's put in front of me, but I just lost the interest in it. It just wasn't there for me. So from there, you follow the steps, you start palling around with different people. Kim Wayans and I got super tight. She's like a sister to me.
Okay.
And she said, you got to get an agent and you got to get out your mama's basement. You got it. She was the one that eventually got me to move out the house. But she told me you got to get an agent, and so she introduces me to a guy. Everything in this business is about relationships.
Absolutely.
Right? She introduces me to a guy who becomes my very first agent, and then from there I meet his brother, and 30 years later we become business partners, and we own a company together right now. So it's just you never know what the pieces are gonna bring, right? And so she introduces me there. So now I'm hanging out with this new agent that I hung out with, this guy Desmond Gums. And then from there, now I start going out for different roles, and I start auditioning for different things. And who would know that? Who would guess that I would be auditioning at, was it NBC? Yes, it was NBC. And the person that I was up against for the role would become Martin Lawrence. Wow. And that's how I met Martin, at an audition. We were up for the same role. So it's crazy just how things connect in this business.
Now, this is crazy. Was it the House Party movie?
Nah, it was before that.
That's not, so you met him actually before House Party?
Yeah.
What
Martin,
role was that?
It was a role called, what was it? It was, okay, the show was called A Little Bit Strange.
Okay.
And if you Google it, you can pull up the picture of it. They see Martin in there as a young Martin and everything. So Martin we were both up for this role of it was like the Munsters. Remember the Munsters?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the show was like the Black Munsters, right?
Okay.
And we were up for the Frankenstein role, basically, the Herman Munster role.
Gotcha.
Mushman or something his name was. I don't remember the name of the character. But it was me and Martin told me at the audition, I gotta love this about Martin. You gotta love Martin's cockiness, because he's very, very confident. Always has been. Most charismatic, confident person I ever met. And he knows when he wants something, he's going after it, and he knew at an early age. And so he says to me, hey man, realistically, I already got this role. So pretty much, you can pack it all up and everything. And I'm like, Martin was already on What's Happening Now.
Okay.
So I knew who he was when he walked in the door. My heart's beating and everything. And he was like, no, I don't mean that, I don't mean it like that. I'm just letting you know this is mine. And he was right. He ends up getting the role, but we stayed in contact. We exchanged information.
That's cool.
We stayed in contact. We started playing a little ball together at different little pickup games and stuff like that, and forged a friendship that would change my life forever.
Now, I love that. So what was the first role that you did get other than Hollywood Shuffle, the roles that you played on that show? What was your first role?
I had a role in I'ma Get You Sucker.
Oh, okay.
But I was Keenan's stand-in on I'ma Get You Sucker. Right?
Okay. What exactly is a stand-in?
So a stand-in is like, so when the actors are in hair and makeup, you know, getting themselves together, the cameraman and the director needs to kind of rehearse the scenes. So when the actors actually set foot on stage or they're ready to go.
Got it.
So the stand-in is their understudy, the person that knows their lines, same height, that kind of thing, and kind of is a reasonable facsimile of what this person really looks like. So Keenan handpicked me because we had a relationship from Hollywood Shuffle.
There you go.
He handpicked me to be his stand, and he said it'll be the best summer job you ever had, and he was absolutely right. I learned so much because I was on I'ma Get You Sucker from day one of them saying action to the day they said rap. I was there. Me and Sean and Marlon met. We became fast friends, and during that experience and everything. So I had a little role in there. Now, when you see the movie, it's not there.
It's not that they cut it out?
Yeah, it's on the editing room. I'm in the scene, but it looks like I'm just an extra in the scene, you know?
Okay.
So, you know, of course, I had people going to the movies. Yeah, you know, check that. Here go my phone. Oh, damn, they didn't cut my part out and everything. So, you know what that does to the ego, but I got the check. That was cool.
Right.
So then from there, you know, I started picking up different things, but the next thing that I got of significance was probably House Party.
How did you find out about dues for being SAG? Like, how much was it back in the day?
Oh, man. So to join SAG back then, so we talking about 1986. I'm thinking SAG was probably maybe about $1,200 to join, which was a lot of dough back then.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's a lot of money.
Especially when you ain't working, you know what I mean? I think minimum wage at that time was $3.35.
Get out of here.
I'm serious.
God damn. So $1,200 is a lot of money.
It's a lot of dough, you know? You're an LA cat. Do you know Buddha Market on Slauson? On Slauson and like Rimpo, like close.
Is it near Crenshaw?
Yes.
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 It's on the west side of the street.
That's correct.
I know exactly where it's at.
I worked at Buddha's Market and minimum wage was $3.35.
Oh man.
I'm serious,
That's crazy.
bro.
I actually that's where I lived.
Oh, you did?
When I moved, I used to live in South Central.
Yeah.
So before, I think it's Ralph's now, or I don't even know if it's a grocery store now. It used to be Boys Market.
Yeah, on Crenshaw and
Crenshaw and Slauson.
Crenshaw and Slauson, yeah.
Crenshaw and Slauson. So behind there was a place called The Village.
Uh-huh.
I lived in The Village.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely familiar with some of the LA areas.
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
was Nipsey's hood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how did you end up in House Party?
Yeah.
I just auditioned. I got I had hooked up with this agent and they sent me in for an audition, and there were so many people that I knew at this point that were, you know, comedians and stuff like that. And so when I walked in for the audition, it was familiar territory, right? And so they just sent me in. It was casting director. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think it was Eileen Knight. Forgive me if I'm saying it was either Monica Swan or Eileen Knight. And both of them kind of liked my look. They felt like I was unique. I'm tall, skinny. I had a look about me that nobody really had in Hollywood at the time.
Okay.
Baby face, the whole 9 yards. And I used to get mistaken for the kid Curtis Baldwin on 227. The one that played Curtis Baldwin. He's still around. Kurt's still around. I see him on Instagram and everything. Shouts out, Kurt. What up, baby? Kurt, they used to always mistake me for him.
Okay.
And so we had this similar look, but it wasn't a lot of people that looked like us. Kind of like the little kitty kit, curly hair look and real wiry and thin. And so I went into audition and I thought I blew it, and I ended up getting the role of this guy that comes in the bathroom and, you know, takes a dump and tears up the toilet, and everybody's blaming it on me. So, hey, listen, I just wanted the role.
You know what? So Robin Harris was part of that movie.
Bro, I saw the whole span of Robin's career.
From
the beginning.
One of the funniest people that ever lived.
Come on, bro. Thursday nights at the Regency West at the Comedy Act Theater was priceless. If you weren't there, I'm so sorry. Let me tell you something. Robin was the best I had ever seen at being able to interact with the crowd, tell his jokes, do his bit, but also he was so spontaneous.
Right.
He could just, it was like Don Rickles, just pop, 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 pop. I love this about Robin, and I saw him when he first started over at the Comedy Act Theater, and it was like a big thing because, you know, at that time, he was bringing in all of Black Hollywood. Comedy Store they weren't playing fair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you was Eddie, you was Jimmy Walker, or you was Arsenio or somebody, you wasn't really getting on stage at the Comedy Store. So at the Comedy Act Theater, Sinbad was there.
Okay.
Martin was there. Damon Wayans was there. All the names. Damon's one of my favorites.
Ooh.
One of my favorites.
Ooh.
Robert Townsend. All these guys were leaving their nice places and coming down to our neighborhood and performing on Thursday nights. And so, Michael just had such a great idea, Michael Williams, to do this thing, to bring comedy to the hood, and it worked. And I'm talking about lines would be wrapped around the corner to see Robin do his thing every Thursday night till they had to extend it to a Friday night. And then to see him go from that to catching the attention of Hollywood and jumping into Do the Right Thing, jumping into House Party, all these different things. It was like magic watching this guy blow up. You know what I'm saying? It just got cut down a little too short.
Yeah.
Robin was only 36 years old.
I didn't know he died at 36.
I mean, when you look at him, you go, damn, he's only 36?
Yeah.
Robin, he had a man look.
Yeah, he did.
Looked like a man.
He looked like a dad.
Yeah.
But definitely. So now you're on set, but you also got your friend there. Martin Lawrence is there.
Yeah.
How did that go? Was you guys always talking in between there prior to you being on the set? I know you said you guys used to play basketball.
Yeah, no, once the day that Martin and I met, the day,
okay,
we hit it off as friends that day.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm hanging out at his house the next week.
Okay.
He's living in a little apartment over there in Burbank, ain't got no furniture and stuff. This is the humble beginnings of Martin. You know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
it.
This ain't Marty Ma.
Right.
This is Martin.
Right.
And so, no, we just became buddies. And, he was from another city. He's from Maryland. So he didn't really have a lot of friends out here. But, he kind of pulled me in as one of his LA homie.
I love that.
And so we started rocking.
Kid and Play was there, right? This their movie.
This was their movie. I didn't know Kid and Play. I met Kid and Play on this particular movie and then got tight with Kid. And Kid's crazy. We still tight to this day. I still see Kid at the bars and stuff. We be having a good time clowning. Kid love to have that little drinky drink. And he's a fun guy, real fun guy. But me and him and Martin, we traveled together on Martin's shows when he was doing stand-up. And Kid Kid was a star to us.
Yeah, no, he was a star. Kid and Play was a big group back then, for sure. So now you go. So what happens after that? What do you move on to after that? So now you've done this. You're part of Black Hollywood. Basically, you're all in there.
Yeah, man. There were so many different steps along the way. Some are worth talking about. Some are not. But like,
it looks like is Living Color. Did that pop up?
Well, I mean, In Living Color popped up, right? And so I wanted to be a writer on In Living Color. But I knew that I wasn't good enough to do that. I didn't have that kind of resume.
Right.
But I'm still hanging out with Keenan and Sean and Marlon, and we're hanging out on set and everything. But I knew that wasn't really going to do it for me. I was there. It's a trip. I was there when all the cast members that got picked, when they auditioned. I was there when Jim Carrey auditioned for In Living Color.
Wow.
I was there when J-Lo auditioned. Matter of fact, there's some footage online where the Fly Girls are auditioning, right? And you just go over to the corner and you see me and Sean and Marlon standing back watching the whole thing go down. So I was there at the beginning of a lot of that stuff. So I saw In Living Color really build its way into something. But Martin and I booked a TV series on ABC called Hammer, Slammer, and Slade. This was something that Keenan Ivory Wayans had created as well at the same time as In Living Color.
Got it.
Right? It was a kind of like a spinoff of the movie I'ma Get You Sucker.
Okay.
And so Martin and I booked the roles of that Kadeem Hardison and Damon Wayans played in the movie. And the footage is online. I just saw it the other day. I'm going, oh, God, that's horrible. but it's still out there. And so Keenan was, In Living Color was his baby. That's where he put his attention.
Right.
And that other show didn't get picked up. Thank God. It did air. But I mean, think about it. If it aired, it might not be a Martin Lawrence that turned into Martin.
That's
you
true.
know? We don't know what could have happened. So things happen the way they're supposed to. But, you know, In Living Color was a good experience being on set.
How long were you there for? The whole time?
I didn't work on In Living Color.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No, I didn't work on that show. I was just hanging out, trying to get a writing gig or something, trying to figure it out.
Okay.
That's where I first heard of the term of a television writer. I didn't even know what that was. I'm so young in the business, and I meet Yvette Lee. She's Yvette Lee Bowser now, but she was Yvette Lee at the time, the young lady that created Living Single.
Okay.
Created a bunch of shows after that, and she's in the green room at In Living Color, and she was attractive.
Okay.
And she just had this very studious thing. I think she went to Stanford. She looked like it. And I was like, who's that? And they were like this. Oh, that's she writes on A Different World. That's Yvette Lee. And I was like this. Oh, how do I get to just go over there and holler at her? So I said, hey, so are you Yvette Lee? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, my name is Bentley Evans. She's like, okay. I'm like, so I understand you're a writer. I like the way that sounds. Now, let me backtrack for a second.
Okay.
The first time I heard the word writer was when Glenn Turman played, was it Preach in Cooley High? Mm-hmm. And he was a writer. He went off to Hollywood to become this famous writer. And I was like, damn, that shit sounds regal, a writer. So when I heard it again all these years later with Yvette, she's like, yeah, I write and produce for A Different World. My mind was blown because I was like this, that's what I want to do. I want to be a writer. So fast forward to me and Martin driving down King Boulevard, going to the Coliseum to watch the Clippers play. Faux pas, I'm a Laker fan. But we're rolling to a Clipper game because we had a homie that played for the Clippers, Charles Smith.
Okay.
And so... Big man. So on the way, Martin tells me, yeah, man, I got this deal. HBO wants to do this TV series with me. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm just putting it out there so you don't think that I'm trying to be brand new when something happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know. If you want to audition for it or whatever, I'm just putting it out there. And I was like, nah, man. You know what? If you want to do something for me, I want to be a writer on that show. He was like this, a what? I was like, a writer, bro. A writer. He goes, yeah, okay, Ben. You know, I don't really have no pull in there. That's the that's the white boys arena. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, but I can write. And so I showed him some of the stuff that I had been writing, and he was like, yo, man, I didn't know that this is what you did. And so he started taking me to all these meetings with him. That's dope. He was like this, yo, whatever I do got to be a part of it. That's my right hand. He knows my voice, and I need him as a part of my team. So whatever happens, make sure he's a part of it.
That's love.
That's it, bro.
That's your man.
Oh, we're not even friends at this point. We're family.
Dude, that's your man.
That's a family member. I feel like I'm that distant cousin.
No, I love that. But you know what? It was so funny, man, because my girlfriend was having an issue with her friends that are in the industry that she's trying to get into, and I had a discussion with her. I said, they not your friend like that.
They're not.
They not your friend, because when it's really your friend, he put his neck on the line. He do special things for you. He go out of his way to similar to what Martin did for you, man, and that's awesome.
Listen, I've never seen anybody so dedicated to putting their people on other than Martin Lawrence. I kid you not. This guy, like I said, when I met Martin, I was like, he's so young to have all this wisdom, right? And, Martin's from the street. Martin can throw him. Martin, I mean, he's a real deal. He's the real deal, street cat.
Right.
But he was funny, and he had a perspective, and he had loyalty. And so, when he said he was going to do something, he did it. To this day, if you say you're going to be at Martin's house at 7 o'clock, don't get there at 7:01 because he's going to have a problem with it. He's prompt. He's about his business. Always been like that, right? So, he saw to it that they took a look at me and they saw me for what it was. And they said, forget the color, forget the age, forget all that. If that's Martin's guy, put him in. And I had to get in there and show and prove. And I learned the game really, really quick. And shit, by season 3, I'm the head writer in the room now.
I love that, man.
You know what I mean?
I love that. But you know what I know for sure? That attitude that Martin had, that thing that he looked after his friends, that loyalty, that leaked into you.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee you that's exactly who you are now.
I tell people all the time, when I hook them up, you don't owe me nothing. The only thing you owe me is that you hook up somebody else. Give somebody an opportunity, because I learned that. I learned that from him. And that's just my style anyway. I want to look out for everybody. I want everybody to feel special. The way I feel is like this. A lot of people are talking, but everybody's not doing the work of helping the next one get on. So like they say, each one teach one.
Right.
I say the same thing, each one reach one. You gotta bring the elevator door back down, send it back down, and raise the next person up to get to a position of power. You're nothing if you ain't taking care of your folks. If you got your folks only eating out of your hands, you're really not doing a lot for them. You're not teaching them how to fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're just feeding them fish. But what Martin showed me was that, you got to be able to reach back and recognize when somebody's got something. He got mad at me, and I've said it in other interviews, but he got mad at me because when we first went to a meeting at 20th Century Fox, the lady, the receptionist, said, Martin, they're waiting for you in the room. And she said, but your friend can stay right here in the reception area. I said, cool. Martin, go in there and do it, boy. Good luck, man. Get your thing going. He goes, nah. If he can't come in, I don't go in.
I love that.
And I'm going, don't fuck your shit up over there. I'm gonna be all right. And he was like, nah, this is how it's done. This is how they do it. So he takes me in the room, and things happened. I ended up getting on the show. It wasn't an easy process. I won't go into detail.
They made you earn it.
Oh, they made me earn it, man. Come on, man. But Martin got mad at me afterwards. It was like this, yo, man, if I say, you don't sit down in no lobby.
Right.
You rolling with me. And I was like, but I ain't want to fuck up your opportunity. He goes, I know my self-worth. You got to learn yours, bro.
Ooh.
Stung. Horrible ride home.
Ooh.
Very slow ride home because it was stinging. But I understood what he meant later, and now I got it. I got that.
So in the Martin show, later on, you also became executive producer.
Yeah.
Producer, like, because going from writer to producer, what was like the big change?
Nothing. So it's like it's like going from, you're in kindergarten, right? And then you go to first grade, and then second, and then third, and fourth, and every time you advance a grade, there's a whole new set of circumstances that come with that. A new bully, a new this, a new that, new books, new everything. And so the natural progression for a writer, especially in television, is as you advance, you take on a new title. So, there's your staff writer who's the bottom of the barrel. Then you go to story editor and executive story editor, then co-producer, then producer, then supervising producer, then co-executive producer, and then executive producer. So it's like in steps, right? For me, I skipped a whole lot of those steps. I really did. And I didn't know what I was doing. It just happened that way. It's just happenstance, man. I just got in the room and I watched our executive producer, John Bowman. Shout out to John Bowman's family, RIP, who was one of the creators of the show. And John, John was a man in his 30s. I'm like 24.
Okay.
John's like 35. He had this white boy thing about him where he would just reach in his mouth and pull his gum out. And he just had these little idiosyncrasies. And I was like, this is what writers do. So I tried to emulate everything that John did when I got up when I got to that seat, that hot seat of being in charge. I was like this, what would John do right now? John was crazy. John would reach his hand in your food shit when your lunch came. He would go, are those fries? And just reach his I was like, this is what white boys do? Okay, but John knew how to run a room, and he depended upon me because he knew I knew Martin's voice. And so I became very valuable to him. I was smart enough to know you got to become valuable or they can get rid of you. You know what I'm saying?
Now, when you say you know Martin's voice, what was the episode that you really feel like you put your stamp on it in that one? I have my favorite, but I would love to hear your favorite. Then I was going to share one of my favorites.
Oh, my favorite is that where I stamped my my position as a writer in Hollywood. My very first script that I ever wrote was Forever Shanae.
Oh,
and that was with Kid and Martin.
Oh, I remember that one. It was the date that they won on the radio show.
Yeah, and me and Kid and Martin sat at the Bellage Hotel up there off of Sunset, and we talked about the idea, and he said, we got to do Forever Shanae, like Forever My Lady. And so I said, I'm going to start writing that right away. The showrunner at the time, they didn't really like the idea because they weren't really used to Shanae yet.
Right.
They felt like they couldn't understand the whole character aspect of Martin playing these characters in a sitcom.
Right.
It was like, we're taking sketch and we're putting it together with a sitcom, and never before has that happened that I'm aware of.
I don't think it happened.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You guys are definitely the first people to do that.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing within itself. Now, one of my favorite episodes of all time is when he did, God, I can't even think of the movie, but when he had the dog.
Oh, yeah. When he did
what movie was that a playoff of?
That was with Wesley Snipes. Why can't I think of it?
New Jack City?
New Jack City. There you go.
So you want to hear the
Man,
funny?
Please, because that's my favorite shit right there.
Here's the funny thing that happened during that taping.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be a real Rottweiler. Supposed to be a real dog. You know what I'm saying? And for whatever reason, the line producer or whoever, they couldn't book a real Rottweiler. And Martin was like, nah, it's got to be a real Rottweiler, Rottweiler, and I'm gonna be like, like Wesley was, and it's gonna be a whodunit episode, right? So on paper, it was so dope, and if it was a real dog, it would have been great, but it would have been a little bit more menacing. So what ends up happening is Ray and Tim, who were our prop guys, our prop masters, they heard about the fact that we couldn't get this real dog, so now it's just gonna be Martin walking around by himself without the dog, accusing everybody of stealing his CD player, right? And Ray and Tim came in with this big ass stuffed Rottweiler. They thought it was funny. They didn't think it was really gonna get on. They was just like, "Here, Martin, there's a Rottweiler right there." And Martin being Martin, the comedic genius that this nigga is,
man,
he saw this and said, "Give me that dog." And he starts rolling with it, and when he was like, no, save it for when we actually tape. Forget the rehearsal. So when we actually did it in front of the audience, all that was what you saw was all raw shit. We're dying laughing. Tommy can't keep a straight face.
No one can on the set. It's the funniest thing I ever see. Everybody can't keep it together.
Everybody can't keep it together, but that's what's funny. Even when I was on the show, I was trying to break Martin, especially the DMV episode. I was trying to break Martin, right?
Right.
But Martin was trying to break me. We were trying to make each other laugh. I'm biting my lip. I'm going like, so it was a lot of fun because we had those kind of moments where you're writing and you're producing, but then Martin might say, yo, come jump in the scene with me. And you're like, all right, I'll come jump in that scene with you. What you want me to do? We just gonna freestyle it. We gonna flow with it. And we would just flow. And this dude's just a genius, man. He's just a comedic genius. That's all I got to say.
What percentage would you say was improv in the show?
Well, I mean, you can't give all the credit to the actors, because if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. Let's just be very, very clear.
There you go.
But we gave them some really good material that they could take and make their own. So the words were there. In most of the cases, the words were there. But then when Martin and Gina and Cole and Tommy and Pam would put their inflections into it, then you would see some improvising take place and all that physical comedy that you can't write. How can you write Dragonfly Jones? You can't write that.
You can't.
That's some, you know what I'm saying? Tracy Morgan came on the show and played this hustle man, and Martin didn't even know what he was going to do. He said, yo, Ben, find something for Tracy to do. And Tracy said, yo, I got this character, right? I got this character on my play, right? So Tracy does this thing. It's like, yo, he's going to be hustle man, right? He's going to be hustle man. So it was like this. All right, well, what is Tracy going to do? And you just kind of let him do his thing. Martin was like, you do what you want to do, Tracy. Y'all figure out how to write everything around what he's doing. And it was a marriage. And Bruh Man had just left the show.
Okay.
Over contract disputes.
Is that why he left?
Hey, man, hey, sorry about that, Reg. I'm sorry. But yeah, the agents and stuff. Agents and managers be fucking shit up so much.
Man, he played that role to a T.
He played it to a T, and then it was like this. He became popular, and the agents were like, yes, we're going to need $25,000 an episode for Bro Man. Right? And it's like this. Hey, Cole ain't even getting that. What you talking about?
Right.
So it became this thing, and,
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out and everything, but, Reggie's Reggie. He's a great guy. He showed up for the Martin reunion. He was there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I love that. But so now you've done Martin. You've killed it. I guess you really put as becoming a writer. Did it happen do you feel like after that you were definitely an established writer by then?
You mean after?
Or the world felt like Bentley's the guy?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was like one of those things where I was a young black kid. I say kid, but I was 28 years old or something like that.
Okay.
And now I'm established a few years in as a writer, and so I was hot.
Right.
I was hot in these Hollywood streets, right?
So now you super hot, and it looks like from Martin. How many years was it in between Martin finishing and you jumping into the Jamie Foxx Show?
That's the thing. It wasn't. I was doing them both at the same time. Wow. So the last year of Martin and the first year of the Jamie Foxx Show overlapped. So I was running both shows at the same time. Youngest writer producer probably ever to run two different shows for two different networks, all under the age of 30. It was crazy, bro. It was like, people don't talk about it enough. Give me my goddamn props. No, it was crazy, man, because I was doing that at the same time. So when the Martin Show eventually did end, we were getting ready to go into our second season of the Jamie Foxx Show. And so, yeah, it was a trip, because I looked at it like, how do I take everything that I learned here and try to rinse and repeat over here?
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah.
You did great.
Thank you.
You did great, because to be honest, the shows, I can see why people may think they're kind of similar, but they really weren't. They both were funny as hell. And I just wanted to ask you, though, what is the difference between Martin and Jamie? Because these are two extremely talented people that are truly gifted.
Individuals or the shows? Them as individuals or their shows?
Let's do individuals first, and then maybe you can tell us about the show.
The difference between Martin and Jamie Foxx as individuals.
Right. Because they're both comedians.
This is just my opinion.
Okay.
Martin has always been 100% committed.
I love it.
When I say he commits to the work, he gets lost in the work because he loves it. He's in it. He was in it, and my experience with him was seeing this young man be serious about something that I couldn't understand. How could you be that serious? I don't care like that. But he loved what he was doing, and he came here to make it. The difference is, Jamie, I felt when I was working with him, I don't feel like he was committed. I feel like he was so talented, he never stepped on the gas 100%.
Oh.
I felt like, you know, when we were doing the show, Jamie was 1 foot in the club and 1 foot on set, you know. There's, you know, Jamie's got a whole bunch of ladies around. Right. It was a big party there, where Martin's, it was more like, yeah, it's a party. We got DJs and everything, but we be getting this work. Right. Over there, when you across the street at Warner Brothers, Jamie's like this, relax. We ain't tripping, man. We ain't tripping. Have a drink, nigga. Get you a drink. You know what I'm saying? I felt like Jamie is probably the most talented person in Hollywood, period.
I would agree.
I'm making that statement. He can do it all. He can sing.
Yeah.
He can dance. He can throw a football. He can act. He can mimic. He can do it. He can play the piano. He's a classically trained pianist, right? And it's like, you know, when you went to school and you know you had a friend that should have been in the gifted program, but he wanted to be a thug. He didn't want the responsibility of being all that he could be. I kind of felt that from Jamie a little bit. I felt like Fox, he likes being regular. He likes being regular, but he's so gifted. Right. So super gifted. So that's the difference between the two of them. I feel like Martin was 100% committed. I felt like Jamie committed when he knew he had to. Right. I feel like naturally born, gifted talent, Jamie probably beats anybody in Hollywood, or he's right there with them. Martin is a hard worker, and he tries things. He takes gambles, but he believes in himself.
I love it.
So how did the Jamie Foxx show come into fruition? How did it get created?
No, so, I mean, it was really simple. I like I said, I had a little bit of heat on me. Right. And I had signed with CAA, the biggest agent out there. Yeah. And they sent me over to Warner Brothers for a meeting. And so I go over there and I take this meeting, and they were handing out deals at the time. They don't do that no more. But they was like Stan Lathan told me, you the last of the last, nigga. So I get a deal at Warner Brothers, a nice hefty deal for somebody who had never seen no change before. Right. And so I get this deal, and they give you a roster of different talent that they have, right? And I look on this roster and I see Jamie Foxx's name, and I know him from In Living Color. And so I'm like this, ooh, I want to do a show with him. They were like, he's already signed with some. They already have him with another producer. I'm like, but if you get me in a room with him, I think I could. So they arrange a meeting. I sit down with Fox. Him and his managers, Jamie and Marcus. We have lunch, and they real standoffish, all of them. Even Jamie, he's like,
they know who you are, though. You Bentley.
Yeah, they know. But they wasn't giving up no props. Right. Well, Marcus was hot because he was producing Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and he was Mark's manager as well. Okay. So they had a little air about themselves. Right. And I probably had a little air about myself. And so, but Jamie was kind of like, he was in the middle. He barely talked in the whole meeting. And I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to act a fool here because I know I ain't getting nowhere with this nigga. So I started, just talking crazy. I'm just talking wild, And he's like, where you from? I'm like, man, I'm from up here, man. I ain't got that hard luck story. I ain't grew up in the hood like that. My pops had Lincoln Continentals, and we was winning. Right. So after the meeting, I'm leaving, and this was when cell phones first came out, right? I'm leaving. I get a call on my cell, and my agent says, what happened in that meeting? I said, I know, man. I fucked up. Right. He said, no. They liked you. They want you to go back, turn around, and go back. So I'm up on Barham. I go back down to Warner Brothers, and Jamie's standing in the parking lot. He goes, I kind of like your style, bro. So tell me a little bit more about yourself. We started talking, and then he said, come up with some ideas, and let's see what we can come up with together. Every idea I came up with, he hated. I get it. Because you know why? Because everything that I was coming up with was like something that had to do with music.
Got it.
Right? And he was like, "That's too easy, man. Give me something. I want to do a show about a hotel. I'm coming from Terrell, Texas, and I got a family-owned hotel." I said, "Yeah, what else? What else?" He goes, "Well, nigga, that's what you here for. Figure the rest out." So I had to come up with the other characters and everything. And that's how the Jamie Foxx Show came about. And then we had to pitch it, to the different stations and stuff like that. But that's how it came about.
What else is interesting about the Jamie Foxx Show? Because you pull Stan from Martin and you move him over here.
Yeah.
You move him over here to Jamie Foxx. What made you decide to put him in that role?
Well, first of all, if you remember, I don't know if you remember, but what had happened was the reason Garrett exited the show, Martin,
I think he got robbed or something.
he got shot.
Yeah, he got shot.
Robbed.
Yeah.
I don't know what Garrett was buying.
But yeah,
But he was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be.
Right, exactly.
And he caught some lead, right?
Right.
So he was out of the show, and we just went in a different direction creatively. So Garrett's on the outs. Now I'm doing this other show, and we need this uncle character.
Right.
So remember from Good Times Bookman?
Yeah.
So Johnny Brown, it was down to him and Garrett, but we saw every black male around that age that was available at the time, and it was like it came down to the two of them, and Garrett's looking at me in the audience like, we got his. And then you go with the nostalgia of Garrett from Saturday Night Live, first black cast member on SNL. Then we had him on Martin. He was in Cooley High. So it was like, everybody know Garrett Morris.
Right.
So you got to go with it. And I'm not sure if everybody over at the Martin show was happy about me doing that.
But he wasn't on Martin at that time.
Hey, nigga, don't be trying to make that show this show. So I don't know if it was met with contention or if it was met with open arms, but we ended up bringing him on, and Garrett did his thing. He did
Absolutely.
all 100 episodes with us.
Absolutely, 100. You know what I also wanted to ask you is that I know you guys were competing against Friends at the time as the #1 show. At some point, you guys overtook Friends, right?
Well,
or was it? I don't know. Maybe
no. So what ended up happening was, so Friends. We shared a conference room together. That's where we used to do our table reads. So they'd be waiting outside the door for like, you get out of here so we can get the room, right?
Right.
We didn't beat them in the ratings because we were on a small station. We were on the WB network where Friends was, they were on a major.
Right.
But when we tested the Jamie Foxx Show, when we shot the pilot, we tested it, and it was the highest tested pilot in Warner Brothers history.
Wow.
Right? They don't talk about that. You don't even hear about that. Right now, everybody listening would swear that I'm lying. But we were the highest tested pilot in Warner Brothers history. We beat Friends by miles. Right? But because we were on a small network, we never got the props that we deserve. Jamie Foxx Show did really, really well, but we didn't get the props. Martin did well. We never got an Emmy on either show.
Oh.
We got the People's Choice Award on Martin, and we also got 2 NAACP Image Awards on Martin.
Okay.
Jamie, we didn't get none, but
nothing,
bro. But we're still in heavy rotation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted
Right
to ask
now.
about syndication. Like, because you did 5. Syndication, once you do the 5 season, you're in syndication, or that comes later?
So you don't have to do 5 seasons to get into syndication. I mean, realistically, at that time we were shooting Martin, we were doing 27 episodes a season. The Jamie Foxx Show, we were doing 22. The magic number that they like to buy is 100 episodes, right? That's the package, right? But once you hit like 66, they know that you're going to probably do 2 more seasons and get that 88, then 100, right? So they start pre-selling the show into syndication around 66 episodes because the show's doing well. It's making money for everybody. Now everybody's trying to figure out, how can we get our money back? And the only way to get your money back is to syndicate, So that's the secondary market. That's like when they stopped shooting the shows and they stopped airing them in their original airtime, now who's going to pay for all this money we spent making this show, right? So now they have to sell it to the secondary market, and then it's on every day because they try to make their money back. It ain't for your entertainment or your entertainment. They try to make that paper back. Gotcha. So it's all about the advertisers at that point.
So as a creator, what does syndication mean for a creator? Because I know like Seinfeld and a lot of these people got really, really wealthy when it went into syndication. Is that something that you got an opportunity to see too?
Well, I said this and I got a little bit of trouble on a podcast, but I'll say it anyway.
Okay.
That's how it's supposed to be. You know, I heard that the creators of the Cosby Show, when they got their first check, I heard Marcy Carsey passed out. That's how big. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I heard. Right. So we've been off the air since 2001.
Right.
And I never saw a syndication check until recently.
That's crazy.
Until in the first, like within the last year, is the first time 30 years later that I saw some sort of a syndication check. I'm not going to get into what it looked like, what kind of money it was, but it was the first time that I ever saw a syndication check.
Because that's the golden moment for any show.
Yeah, 30 years. Because you're thinking, when this show's done, I'm set for life.
All day.
You think that's your retirement. And so I've been waiting 30 years. It's like somebody waiting for their daddy to come back when he went to get some ice cream and said he was coming back and he never showed up. I'm waiting for daddy to come back.
But does your agent or does your lawyer step in and say, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, so you have what's called a forensic accountant.
Absolutely.
Okay. But a forensic accountant is not cheap. So you might spend $150,000 just hiring one.
Gotcha.
Damn. But it doesn't guarantee that they're gonna find any money for you, right? So you're taking a gamble doing that. Also, they put the bad stigma that if you stamp. If you do that, you're gonna be blackballed and you'll never work in this town again.
I hate that.
All that BS. Whereas I don't know if it's true or not, but I didn't really go after it. I felt like I'm gonna just keep staying busy doing other things where I can make a living and not depend upon that. And I'm glad I didn't, because it might have made me lazy. It might have put me in a position to where I didn't know really how to fend for myself if I was dependent upon something coming that eventually started to show up. I don't know how long. I don't know if it's going to continue to come. I don't know. But again, it took a minute before I was able to even see anything. Whereas like Friends and some of these shows are just like, they're making money.
Astronomical money.
I just feel like, and you know more than me, that white people play in a different field than the rest of us.
No two ways about it. I mean, I hate to put it out there like that, but it's only the truth. I mean, we're just here to talk about the truth, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's the truth.
You were the producer of two enormous shows and
huge,
and not showing the recognition is just simple.
They never show the recognition. I can't speak on Martin because I don't own Martin. I don't own a piece of Martin.
But you own the Jamie Foxx Show.
I own a piece of the Jamie Foxx Show in that back end, Jamie and I. And, I don't know.
Did you ever sit down and talk to Jamie and say, hey, what's going on with this?
Recently. I mean, we've had several conversations about it. Jamie said, bet you, I think they owe us some money. I'm like this. Well, when you take a break on some of these movies you making, let's sit down and go
put together a plan.
Yeah. So no, definitely, he's Jamie's great, man. I love this guy. We've had several conversations about it, and eventually, I think the truth will eventually rear its head, and will be vindicated for what we have been weaponized against.
Absolutely.
And I heard some rumblings that there might be a spinoff
Of what?
of the Jamie Foxx Show.
Oh yeah.
I've heard that.
we did hear a little bit of that.
You know what? Jamie and I and a good friend of mine, Kevin Boyd, who actually was one of the writers on the Jamie Foxx Show originally, we started talking about an idea for a spinoff.
Okay.
And we got Garcelle on the phone and said, what would you think about doing something, right? And so we started kind of playing with some ideas and everything. So we came up with this really cool pitch. I don't want to spoil it and say what it is, but I'll just say this. We are all in sync that we're going to go out and pitch this new Jamie Foxx Show spinoff. Jamie's not going to be in it, so let's not sell the people on something. He's going to produce it with me. I'm sure he may or may not do a couple of episodes.
Right.
But he is he definitely is involved in producing. Garcelle will produce. We'll go get Christopher B. Duncan and some new young blood. I'll put it to you like that. It's the new iteration of what the King's Tower is now, as opposed to what it was then. You know what I mean?
That's dope. I don't want to spend a lot of time on Jamie's show because you got this vast history, but I would love to know, what was your favorite episode of the Jamie Foxx Show?
Ooh, man. See, the Jamie Foxx Show wasn't very fun for me. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because at this point in time in my career, it was like, now I'm coming from being a kid wearing shorts and Jordans to work on Martin, and we riding around on golf carts, and we on Universal, they let some kids loose with some money. Mm-hmm. By the time I got to the Jamie Foxx Show, it felt very corporate. So I felt like I was now sitting in a boardroom, and it wasn't fun anymore. You know what I mean? I felt like now I'm really working. I'm not playing anymore.
Got you. And you're the creator.
And I'm the creator, and everybody's looking at me.
Everybody, yeah.
And I felt like they're looking at me like, he's gonna fuck up. We're just waiting. You know what I'm saying? And so, for me, I don't really have a favorite episode of the Jamie Foxx Show because it's really hard for me to really remember it. It's almost like this. I was there, but it was just a job.
Gotcha.
And we had great times behind the scenes, but I really don't remember it. And then I went through a period of not wanting to watch the show, even in syndication, because I felt like they ripped me off.
Yeah.
I didn't get my paper.
Yeah.
So how can I sit there and watch this show that's playing, and I know somebody's collecting a check. It's just not me, right? So it was hard for me to really, really watch it for a long time. But recently I've kind of rediscovered it. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, So I really don't have a favorite episode. I just know that Jamie and I recently talked about how we did something special, man.
Yeah.
Some kids that put together a TV show, got to 100 episodes, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Absolutely. So from there, you moved on. It looks like you started work. Did you start working with Eddie Murphy?
No. So I've never really worked with Eddie. I've written a couple of scripts with Eddie.
Okay.
Which is, oh man, it's just a treat. It's like Eddie is the comedy god.
Yes.
And like for me to be in a room with Eddie, I still get butterflies. I know Eddie. I've been up in the crib a bunch of times.
Right.
I had dinner. We done kicked it.
Right.
And we have written scripts together, but it's still like you're writing with this legend.
Yes.
And I just saw him the other night at his premiere of his Being Eddie. And when he walked by, it's almost like Jesus just walked by. You're like this, touch the hem of his garment. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's that guy. And so I never had a job working with Eddie, but Eddie and I have a mutual friend, Trent Gums, who's my business partner in the Harvest Studios. And he and Eddie are fast friends. They're partners for 30 years, right? And so Eddie will say, hey, Trent, call Bentley up and tell him to come up here. I'm running with my laptop. And so he was like, I got an idea. Let's sit down and write something. So I've written 3 movie scripts with Eddie. And it's like I've learned so much in just those 3 experiences from working with a legend at that level and writing it and understanding that it's not always about what I think.
Right.
It's about writing his vision, and then he'll let you sprinkle your thing on top of that. And it was just like a mind-blowing experience working with Eddie. So like I said, I've written 3 movie scripts with him. I'm still very hopeful that one of them is going to get made at some point in time. because they're all funny, very, very funny. And are they doing funny movies anymore? I just don't.
It don't seem like they do them anymore.
The thing I hate about comedy movies, and there's some funny ones, but since we moved to digital, it's like they just station the camera, and it's like, okay, improv, and then they cut it, and it doesn't seem like they're having a real conversation.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like the whole art changed, the whole art form changed. I was around, I got a chance to see some legendary comedic movies, from Blazing Saddles to Which Way Is Up to all of Eddie's movies, Beverly Hills Cops to the 48 Hours to, all of those films, Martin's movies. I got a chance to see this time in America, especially, where great comedies were made, whether they were black or white, it didn't matter, or whatever nationality. They were just funny films, and I don't think they're making those anymore, man. It's hard to find when's the last time you saw a great comedy?
God, I haven't seen.
Because I know, like,
I haven't seen
to me,
great
like,
comedy
one of the last eras of great comedy for me, like Hangover, Tropic Thunder.
Hangover's great.
Yeah.
But then, like, around 2015, 16, things kind of changed, I feel.
Yeah, it's like the heads of the studios all got together and said, we're not doing funny anymore. And everything's offensive now.
Yeah. Absolutely. I remember, like, even like hearing about like Golden Child when Eddie did that movie. Yeah. They said they let him freestyle the whole movie.
I don't remember, because I didn't know Eddie. I'd never met him at that time. But I know that, well, Eddie's funny on his own. He's gonna come up with, like he told me, don't try to write me funny. Just write the scene. Just write it as a real scene. I'll find the funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my thing on it and his inflections, and then a line may change or whatever may change as he's going through it. But it took me a minute to realize that, because we were trying to write Martin funny.
Right.
We was competing with the actors. We like this. Oh, he going to love this. He going to love this. Where Eddie was like this. No, don't do it like that. Not with me. I'm funny. And he knows that pretty much he's funnier than you. Right. So don't write me just write it. I'll find the funny. And making that adjustment was a good adjustment. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. You've written with Eddie.
Yeah.
You work with Martin. You work with Jamie. These are some of the top comedians in the world. You have been truly blessed.
Yes.
And that says a lot about you. It's just that you can even step in those rooms and compete with those guys. That's amazing, man.
Thank you, bro.
Man, that is amazing.
So what led you to then launch your own production company and then go to Bounce?
So it's just like anything else. You know, you get trapped into a corner, you're going to come out swinging, or you're going to get hit with the broom, right?
Right.
And so for me, it's like Hollywood stopped calling, you know? Hollywood literally stopped ringing my phone. So what are you supposed to do when that happens? You got to kind of figure out a way to reinvent yourself. And you're starting to see all these other people coming up around you, and you're going, well, who's Issa Rae? What the hell is a Tyler Perry? And so you start seeing other ways that it's being done, and you go, yo, I should do that. So for me, I actually got a chance to meet Tyler Perry. He was doing a play at the Kodak Theater, and I had been hearing his name, but I didn't know who he was.
Right.
So I go and I meet him backstage. I waited in line, and when I walked up to him, I said, "Hey man, how you doing?" Tyler, Bentley Evans. He says, "Brother, I know who you are." And I'm like this, "You do? How you know me?" He's like, "Come on, bro. You the brother that's out here doing these shows and everything. Your name has been on the screen forever. I'm trying to be just like you." I said,
Ooh.
"Nah, I just read you made $50 million doing stage plays. Nigga, I'm trying to be like you." Right. And so he was like, "Yeah, but you got that TV thing." And I was like, "Yeah, but TV is different, bro. You can't just pimp TV like that." Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, well, watch me. Next thing I'm watching TBS. Come into TBS. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the name of that
Pain family.
Yeah, the House of Pain.
House of Pain.
You know, and so I'm like, damn, he did it, right? So then my agent started going, "Hey, do you know of a guy named Tyler Perry?" I said, yeah, I met Tyler and everything. They're like, yeah, he wants you to come down to Atlanta, check out his studio, and he might have some work for you. Well, at the time, things was tight. Private school was popping for me.
Right.
All kinds of other things that I hadn't taken into consideration was happening. And so I'm like this, oh shit, everything's falling around me. Let me go down there to Atlanta and see what's happening. So I go down, go to Tyler's studio, not the studio where he is now, but the first one that he had.
Okay.
And I thought that was impressive, you know.
The next one is huge.
Hey, I ain't been there yet.
Yeah, I've been there. It's huge.
That's what I heard.
It's huge because Steve does his show there.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he does Family Feud there.
Oh, okay.
He does Family Film. You probably already know Steve's process where Steve is trying to do a year's worth of work within 3 months.
I love it.
Yeah, so he just guts it out. So every now and then he'll call me when he's on set and I'll go out there and visit him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah,
it's huge.
It's huge. So when I went down there, I'm hanging out, do a little work. He says, "You want to write some of these Meet the Browns episodes?" I'm going, I never seen it, but let's figure it out. So I write a couple. I go down there, with a couple of $100 in my pocket. I come back with some checks about $50,000. So I'm like this, okay. So all right, I like what they doing over there.
Right.
But during that trip, I met this other brother, this cat named Will Hollins, and he was doing something independent down there too.
Okay.
And he was like this, come on, bro, you should be doing this. He's the one that talked me into doing my own studio.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, so you mean you can do your own? He was like this, come on, bro, you know that. But I was a studio guy.
Right.
I was so hypnotized by Warner Brothers because they don't want you to break out of their web.
Of course not.
They want you to stay under their thumb. And the minute you start talking about this independence, that you want to do your own thing, they start looking at you like, oh, he's difficult. Oh, he's difficult. So I was like this, hey, well, Hollywood ain't calling, so I got to do my own thing.
Right. And
so I just sat down and came up with a show, man. I sat back and I came up with this show. I didn't even have a name for it. It eventually ended up being Love That Girl.
Right.
Which I took the title from one of Raphael Sadiq's songs called Love That Girl, and I used it as the title track.
Right.
And we shot the pilot at Raphael's studio. But I was trying to figure out, how do I break back in? Reality shows are everywhere. Ain't nobody making black sitcoms. This is what I do, and this is all I know how to do. I started selling houses. I was flipping houses. I was like, I don't need Hollywood. Let me flip these houses real quick. I sold Kevin Hart a house.
Oh, that's awesome.
I sold Kevin his very first crib.
That's dope.
I sold Chris Spencer the crib that he still lives in to this day.
Okay.
I sold a whole bunch of people cribs, right? And then the market hit. Boom. And I was like, I can't get a loan. I can't sell these houses. And I was stuck with a bunch of houses. Oh, this is horrible, man. I mean, I was hitting some brick walls, bro. So eventually I said the only way back in, I was like, I got to write my way back in. And I sat down over the holidays, 2008, and I created the show Love That Girl. And I just wrote it as if the show existed already. I started writing episodes. People were like, what network's this on? I was like, it ain't on no network. I'm just writing it. They're like, this nigga's great. He lost his mind, right? But I was like, no, you got to believe that if you build it, they will come.
Absolutely.
And so that was the mindset all along. I was like, I don't know who's going to come rescue me here, but I'm going to start writing this as if this thing really exists already. And that's what I did. And then that's when other people started. My sister came over, and she was a writer on the Parkers back in the day. She's like, what you working on? Well, all right, you ain't shaved in a while, but I'll write one. Then my nephew, Niall, who's the showrunner on Wild and Out with Nick Cannon, Niall says, hey, Ben, I got you. I'll write one. So it became this thing where now we got a movement. And then it was like, I remember me and Martin, we were flying to D.C. for something, and we on the plane, and Martin says, hey, Ben, what you working on over there? And I told him what I was doing, and he was like, that's a good idea. So where's it going to be? How you going to sell it? I was like, I don't know. I can't worry about that. I just got to write it. So he thought it was a great idea, and he was like, yo, I'll get behind you, whatever you need. I said, I'll take anything from you except for money. I won't take no money from you, because if I take money from you, it's going to mess up our friendship.
Right.
Right? So I can't take any money from you. But if you let me use your name as an EP, it's going to help me. He said, I'm in. So now Martin's in. So now I go to a good friend of mine, this cat named Jeff Franklin. Jeff Franklin created like Full House. He created Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Right.
I see him at a Laker game, and I was like this is my opportunity. You know, like Eminem says, you only get one shot.
Yeah.
Right? I say, hey, Jeff, I need to holler at you, man. You want to jump back in the TV? And he was like, yeah, I think that ship is kind of sailed for me, Bentley. You know, he's rich. He's sitting on top of the hill. For context, he bought the house where the Charles Manson murders took place, with Sharon Tate's house. He bought the haunted house, right? And he built this lair up on top of the hill, up on top of Benedict Cave. I said, Jeff, you're a sick fuck, but you know,
he sleeps there.
He lives there.
God damn.
It's one of the nicest houses I ever been in my life.
Wow.
Right? So Jeff says, come up to the house, man. We'll have a conversation. So I go up there. He has his private chef cook us lunch, and we're overlooking L.A., and I'm thinking, either he's going to kill me here or we're going to sell something. Right? And so we end up, I end up selling him on the idea, and he's like, I don't think that can be done. I said, man, cameras are cheap now. You don't have to wait for Hollywood anymore, Jeff. It's a different game. We doing things different now, bro. And I sold him on it, and he said, I'll write you a check for a few $100,000. And that's how I got into financing Love That Girl. And then Jeff Clanagan, who's Kevin Hart's partner right now.
Okay.
Jeff saw that the other Jeff had wrote me a check, and then Jeff came by the studio to see what I was doing and said, I believe in what you're talking about, man. He writes me a check on the hood of his car, no contract, no nothing. He said, get that back to me when you can.
That's dope.
Because people want to win with you when they see that you're putting forth an effort.
Absolutely.
But if you ain't doing nothing, you just talking, you sound like everybody else.
Everybody else. People don't even understand that.
Yeah.
Once you start putting forth the effort, and they be like, well, he been over there every day. He been writing every day. Let me get involved.
Come on, man. Let's get biblical. I mean, it's like they say faith without works is dead.
There you go.
Right?
I love that.
You gotta meet faith, and you have to meet everything halfway. You gotta meet success in the middle. You can't just wait for success to come to you. You gotta go, I know it's there, and I see it's coming in this direction. Why should I wait for it to come to me? I'm gonna meet it halfway because somebody else might catch it before I do. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just what it is.
I love that. So now you make it. So how do you get? Was that the show that ended up on? Did that one end up on Bounce?
That one ended up on TV One.
Okay, TV One. So that's Kathy Hughes.
That's Kathy Hughes.
Okay, so how did that go? That fusing that.
Well, I shot these episodes that I financed. I had no place for them to go. I didn't know what I was going to do with them. And then, through a few different connections, I end up in a meeting in Baltimore at TV One, meeting the powers that be that make the decisions on what gets on this network. I tried to take it to a few other places. I couldn't get meetings.
Right.
Took it to BET. I took it a bunch of different places. And then finally, I was like, okay, well, I'm here at TV One. I don't know what kind of money they got, but they black. So, and I got some black product. So hopefully we can, make something pop. So we go in, and they were hesitant about me at first. And I understood. They were like, this is what they said. This is what one of the ladies said to me. Ain't gonna be none of that Tyler Perry shit over here. I was like, yo, why would you? He's a brother. Why would you do that? Yeah. First of all, he's successful. And
extremely.
Why would you put him down? And then that's number one. And then number two, why would you even compare us? I'm just a filmmaker as well.
But a successful one.
And I got a couple of stripes.
Yeah.
So it took a little bit of nudging, but we were able to sell them on the show. The way that we sold Love That Girl was unconventional. They said, we can't afford the show. And I said, how can you say that? How can you say you can't afford free? They were like, what? I said, you heard me, free. I'm willing to give you the 4 episodes.
I know exactly what you did.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I said, I'm willing to give them to you You put them on the air, and if they make any kind of noise for you, then you pick up another season, pick up a full season. So they were like, so you're just going to give it to us? No money? They were like, this.
You didn't even ask for ad participation?
Nothing. I didn't even know what that was, bro. Remember, I'm coming.
Because that's where I figured you was going with
no,
that.
I didn't, because I was coming from the studio system.
Okay.
I didn't understand what that was all about. I learned more about show business after the Jamie Foxx Show. After reaching the pinnacle of success, I learned more after that than I ever knew before. I learned how the business was run way after the Jamie Foxx Show.
Got you.
Because they don't want you. They make it cushy for you.
Right.
They don't want you to know the secrets.
Yeah.
They're like, give him an office, get him some money.
And then charge him for all that
And
on the back end. It's like a record deal.
Yep, it's a record deal.
Yeah.
People don't understand that television and the record industry work extremely the same. It's a big record deal, and you got to recoup before you see the profits.
I love it. So now they got the 4 episodes. Obviously, it went well.
They came back and ordered some more.
Okay.
And then we ordered some. We shot some more. And now we making money. Now we pay back the investors. Now we doing our thing.
I love that.
And then Kathy's son tells me, come up with a family show. So I say, let's take our money and let's go shoot us a family show. So we shoot this show called Family Time, right?
Okay.
And I was lining it up. I had Anthony Anderson as the dad. Then he got Blackish, so he's like, can't do that. I had all these different people lined up, so I ended up going with Omar Gooding, and Angel Conwell were 2 people that I knew, and I was like, they'll be a good little couple and everything. So anyway, I shoot this family show that was based upon my real family.
Okay.
Right, and Alfred, who's Kathy's son, says, yeah, we're going to pass on that. You had me spend my money to shoot these episodes, and then you're going to pass on it? So now I got these 6 episodes of a show, and then I go to the NATPE convention in Miami, and I see these people walking around with these things on saying bounce. I was like, what is bounce? I know this brother Ryan Glover, and he's the president of Bounce, and I didn't know. So Ryan's like, hey, I'm going to hook you up with the CEO, blah, 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 blah. We ended up having lunch at this restaurant. I said, I got something for you. I got 6 episodes of a show. And he was like, same thing. Well, we don't know if we can afford that. And I was like this, how can you not afford free? but this time, now I know about that ad.
It's like, yeah, give me 50% of the ad spend.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. And that's exactly what happened, because now I've been through it. I've learned. I got burned. I learned what it is. Now it's like, with Love That Girl, that was kind of like the burner.
You learned, though.
You know what I'm saying? Now Family Time became the earner.
There you go.
And then from there, it started flowing. And, man, I have created, since Love That Girl, probably 6 or 7 TV shows, probably 6 or 7 sitcoms. Yeah, man, I
actually know some of the people that were part of, that were on Bounce. I know Tangerine.
Oh, yeah.
I know Clayton Thomas.
Yep.
It's funny because both of them have done this podcast.
Omar
Gooding too.
Omar's done this?
Yeah, he's done this podcast too.
Okay.
So that's amazing.
To name some of your shows on Bounce, In the Cut.
Yeah.
Grown Folks. Beauty and the Baller.
What's that one?
No.
What's that again?
Beauty and the Baller? No.
Oh, no, those are mine.
Oh, no? Okay.
No, those aren't mine. They were on Bounce, but that wasn't mine.
Okay.
That wasn't mine. I had a few on Bounce. What else did I have on Bounce? I had
For the Richer or for the Poor? No,
those aren't mine. My big shows at Bounce were Family Time, which we did 91 episodes.
Okay.
In the Cut, we did 87 episodes. Grown Folks, we did, I think, 13 episodes. I just finished a show over there that I produced called Mind Your Business.
Okay.
And we did 20 episodes. Those are the shows that I worked on. There were a few other shows that came after us, but they were just imitations.
Got you. So now so how does it go now for syndication for you for these other shows that you created? Like the one show you said you did 91 of those shows.
Yeah.
And that's close to 100. And we know 100 is the mark that you try to hit for syndication, but things have changed. Do you is it licensed out to Is it licensed out to Bounce only, or are you starting to now license the material other places, other countries, other, how does that go?
All of the above. So I'll put it to you like this. With licensing the shows to other networks and other stations and stuff like that, we're starting to do that now.
Gotcha.
But because the syndication model that once existed doesn't exist anymore, what happens now is, because I was able to negotiate from the beginning,
right,
to own, major parts of the ad revenue, it's like it's syndication from the very beginning. So it's like first run syndication. You have to wait.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned Steve earlier. Steve's getting a part of that Family View, buddy, from the gate.
All day.
From the jump. He ain't got to wait for it to do nothing. So it's the same type of thing, because you're profit participating from the very beginning. And that's why ownership is really, really key in what we're doing now. You got to own a piece of your catalog. Cataloging is where it's at now.
Yeah, because it's different. Like you said, for the Jamie Foxx Show, technically you didn't really own it. You were just a creator, right?
I'm a creator, and I have what they call back end participation.
Got you.
Means that after
everybody's paid. Record deal. Then give them some of the scraps.
But the beautiful thing about that is Jamie became a big movie star.
Yeah.
So the show still has
legs. It more life. Yeah.
It gave it more life.
Yeah.
They wasn't expecting that. So now it's like this, open them books up.
Right.
I need to see what y'all got, because, now young audiences are going, oh, that's Jamie Foxx when he was young. I want to watch. And they're watching for the first time, and it's new to them. So now it's regained new popularity. And so therefore, we're starting to see more spins, which means, a little bit more change.
Does it ever move from Bounce? Now you're going to Netflix, Hulu, some of these other streaming services. Are we going to start seeing some of your programming moving over to those channels?
Yeah, I did a show at All Black, which is the former UMC network, the Bob Johnson's network. I did a show there with MC Light called Partners in Rhyme. And we did 2 seasons of that over there. So you can see that over on the All Black streaming platform right now. I got 2 seasons over there. We'll probably do some more episodes of that show, but somewhere else probably. I did a show for Netflix. I actually did, Jamie Foxx had a show called Dad Stop Embarrassing Me on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I ended up show running that show, and I directed a couple of episodes of that. Because I'm really, trying to really now start focusing on my directing. A little bit more than anything. But so I think the streaming platforms are the future.
Right.
Well, forget the future. They are the now.
Yeah.
Which we don't know what the future is going to hold. We don't know if everything's going AI. Are people still going to be here? What the hell's going on, BET Plus as a streaming network, me doing this Varnell Hill show with them was brand new for me. So that was my first time working with BET in that capacity. So it was a quite an experience.
Yeah, and so let's dive into Varnell Hill. We know that's I think it's done now, right? It's done.
Shooting. Yeah. We shot it. We finished about 3 months ago. So we're still in the post-production stages of it, just getting all the episodes edited and making sure they look good for the public.
We know you used to work on Living Color. And did you meet Tommy Davidson then?
Now, let me tell you where I met Tommy. I met Tommy because Tommy and Martin lived in the same building. Martin lived upstairs. Tommy lived downstairs.
Okay.
So when I first started hanging out with Martin, way before the Martin Show and all that stuff, we'd be hanging out at Tommy's apartment too, And so I met Halle Berry at Tommy's apartment.
Woo, I need to hang out with y'all.
I mean, this was back in the day. And so that's how I knew Tommy. I was there when Tommy auditioned for In Living Color and got the role. Wow. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a tangled web, but everybody's kind of like touching each other.
So talk about a little bit about the Varnell show. We know it's a spinoff from Martin.
Yeah.
It's a spinoff from Martin. How'd that even come about?
How do you do a spinoff of a TV show 30 years later?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But the beautiful thing is Tommy's still youthful. He's still energetic.
Yeah.
And everybody loved that character, Varnell Hill.
Funny.
You know? And so when Tommy came and did those 2 episodes on Martin, it got such a great response. But I don't think anybody realized that 30 years later we'd be doing a spinoff of it. So realistically, the way I hear it was that they had come up with an idea to do this spinoff. I wasn't a part of it.
Oh, okay.
No, I had nothing I wasn't even a part of it. I don't know why. I'm like, the other 2 showrunners of the Martin Show are dead, so I should have been
right.
Asked right off the bat, but I didn't know what came about with that. But eventually I get a phone call from one of the producers, and he says, "Hey man, look, you should come jump on this Varnell Hill show." I had just done the Martin Show reunion.
Okay.
Which we did for BET Plus. And he said, "We're doing this Varnell Hill thing, but we need a writer that can really, really hit this thing out of the park." I said, "Well, I was there when we did the original Varnell. Give me a shot."
Right.
So they did a deal with me. I write a pilot, BET signs off on it, and they bring me in to run this show. And so they sign off on the pilot, and then they order a whole season of this thing. So now I have to create a new scenario. I have to create what this world is that Varnell is in now. It's not like the Varnell Hill that we knew on Martin was like basically a derivative of Arsenio.
Right.
Right? Matter of fact, we wanted Arsenio for the role, and he said no. So we had to create our own Arsenio. It's something.
Yeah,
Varnell.
Yeah.
So we came up with Varnell Hill, and so, it was, I don't know, it's like we just figured out that with the Varnell Hill show, it can't be a very successful show right now because late night talk shows aren't really hot right now, right? They're kind of
politics.
It's all politics, right? So it was like, how do you do it now? Well, we got to take this character on a journey. He can't just be this guy that's been on TV for popping for years. Varnell had to have fallen off. And now he's trying to get back to his glory days. So I broke him all the way down to he's now on one of them networks where you got to have an antenna. But he's trying to get back to one of the major networks. You see what I'm saying?
Got it.
And so what's his journey going to be like? Who are these people that are working with him? Who are these new characters that are going to come in and try to bring him into a current type of situation and make his show be something that's relevant for a new audience? And so that's what we're able to do with the Varnell Hill show. So I think people are going to like it.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy Davidson is hilarious.
Man, listen, we had, I can't give up all the names. You see, if I do that, then they're going to get mad. You're not supposed to tell them people who's going to be guest starring, but I'll put it to you like this. There's a lot of big names that are going to be on that show.
I love that.
Yeah.
Man, God, you work with 4 of the top comedians in the world now. That's
man. More than that, I mean, Tracy Markin. I mean,
okay, yeah.
I mean, if I start name, I mean, so many more. I mean, I've worked with everybody. Mike Epps. I've worked with Miss Pat. I worked with everybody. I've worked with Damon Wayans. I mean, so many.
They not giving you enough props.
Thank you, brother.
They not.
Thank you, man.
And like I said, when me and him start going down your history and looking at everything that you've done in the past, I was like, he did that too? He was involved with that?
Yeah.
That's crazy,
man. Thank you, man. It's been a journey, man. It's been a lot of fun, but it's been a learning journey. It's like really, if I had to do this all over again, would I? Yes, but I would do it differently. I would probably be less afraid of what's going to happen and just let it happen.
Right.
And one of the things, the biggest mistake that I ever made in the game was when we were doing the Jamie Foxx Show, I got comfortable. I felt like, oh, these white boys be taking off to summer and going to France and stuff. I think I'm going to take a year off and not develop. I'm just going to.
Right.
And I let my foot off the gas. You can't do that. When you got the momentum, you got to keep driving. You got to keep pressing down on that gas pedal to get you to wherever you're trying to go. But you learn that kind of stuff as you go. No, first of all, the business doesn't come with instructions just like money doesn't. Ain't no instructions when you get either one of those. You got to figure it out. It's like becoming a parent. I ain't never been a parent before, but somebody got to change them diapers. You got to figure that shit out, right? And it's that kind of thing. It's like that's what this business is. It's about you got to figure it out, and you just keep going and you're going. So I'm happy with the journey and the experiences. I think that I probably should be further along than I am, but I'm not mad at where I am.
Right.
Yeah.
You learned some valuable lessons along the way. And talk about giving back. You said you have a mentorship program?
Well, I'm doing this mentorship program right now with Airbnb. I'm doing this thing where I'm doing these Airbnb experiences where basically people get an opportunity to come and be mentored by me, and I walk them through the process of what it's like to become a star.
I love that.
And then I actually rehearse with them, put them in hair and makeup, and I shoot a scene with them. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so I'm trying to mentor the next generation of creators and actors to basically be all that they can be in the business as well. And so, so it's a bit of a program.
What's the name of it?
That one's called the Airbnb Experience.
Okay.
But I don't really have a real name for it other than the book and I'm calling it like a book series that I'm coming out with next. It's called The Hollywood Blueprint, right? So I'm putting out my book. It should be out second quarter of next year, but I'll make sure that you guys can do an exclusive and everything.
Man, we would love to.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that people come up to me all the time. Man, how you break in? Man, how does this thing work?
Right.
Man, just read the book, bro. It really, really gives a detailed, in-depth look at what my experience was, how I got from point A to point B and beyond. But it's also a lot of anecdotes on how to make it, how to break in, what I did, the mistakes, the pitfalls, don't fall into this one. It's basically a everything you better know about TV and film book. And it breaks it down. And so by the time you finish reading that book, you pretty much have a great understanding of what this is. So with the Hollywood Blueprint, there's going to be a full-on program as far as not just books, but speaking engagements, merchandising, everything, and bringing in other people to tell their Hollywood Blueprint. Mm-hmm. And I know Shaka Khan and I are talking about going around to some of the prisons and meeting with inmates and stuff like that and giving them an opportunity to tell their stories and monetize off of their stories. A lot of them are there because of their story. A lot of them just have great minds, but they don't have a way to get their stories. So I bet you the greatest stories are probably in prison or in the cemetery.
Right.
So the ones in prison, we can help them.
Right.
And so we want to go around and talk to them and mentor them and teach them how to publish their own book and put their stories out there. So I'm all about the give back. I've put so many people in the game, and I'm all about giving back and giving people opportunities to really, really put their best foot forward.
Mm. I would love to get you.
It's true about the prison stories, because
don't you gonna do this to Bentley?
What was prison like?
Have you heard Fleece Johnson?
Fleece Johnson?
Fleece Johnson.
Fleece Johnson. No,
he just popped him in my timeline.
Fleece Johnson?
Fleece Johnson. He tells the funniest prison stories. Look him up later. Actually, no, don't.
It's crazy.
Now I'm going to look up Fleece.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I would love to get your thoughts before we get you out of here. What do you think about AI, and are movie theaters going to be a thing of the past?
Ooh, great
great question. We were just talking about that yesterday, a family member and I. And I feel like, well, let's start with the movie theaters being a thing of the past.
Right.
I feel like the movie theater industry is on a slippery slope right now. I feel like, it's like the argument is like, yeah, but people still want to have that outside experience and they still want to be able to go places where they can see some. Okay, this may be true.
Right.
Okay, but the new generation that's coming up, they don't feel like that.
That's true.
Because they didn't grow up like that. We feel like that because it's emotional. It's an emotional thing. We're attached to, we grew up going to the movies and the popcorn experience. But the new generation, they got big 100-inch TVs at home in their garage that they've made into a theater, or hell, they got them in their bedrooms now. And so it's like the dating experience is not the same as what it was. You go dinner and a movie. Now
Netflix
it's like
and chill.
Netflix and chill. You feel me, right? So it's like it's a whole different mindset when it comes to. So I feel like it's really hard to get somebody to leave their house and go see this film, especially when it's going to be on TV in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I still like to go to the cinema. I do. I really do. But I know that when I go, they're not full anymore, man. It's not like it used to be.
It surely isn't. But I think
certain movies will always be, but it's certain movies. And that's why with the comedy thing,
gone.
The best comedians are expensive.
Yeah.
Are you going to make your money back in the movie theaters in a comedy? Is a big risk. And I think that's why they don't make them. That's why it's horror movies and big blockbusters. And then everything else is a gamble.
You are 100% right.
He might be right, but I think it's also what's going on is that people don't watch TV. I don't even know what movies are out anymore.
I don't even know what's on TV.
I have no idea. Because we used to be forced to watch TV because that was our only way of watching things. Now you can stream and say, I don't want commercials. So therefore you don't get to see the latest and greatest movie that's coming out. So you're not amped up to go, hey, Friday night, this is coming out. I remember when I found out about recently F1, which was a dope ass movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it was out. I didn't know anything about it. It's just like my girlfriend had saw this little trailer and she was like, I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then she was like, we should go see it. And we went to go see it and the movie was amazing.
Yeah. It's just different. You're right. People aren't watching TV anymore. I think the only TV that I watch that's regularly programmed is the Today Show in the morning.
Gotcha.
I know. I watch that because I would just want to know what's happening. But usually by the time I see it on the Today Show, I saw it on Instagram anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I watch my Lakers. I'll make sure that I program to watch the Laker games because I'm a Laker fan. But other than that, I'm watching YouTube.
Right.
I'm watching your joint.
Yeah.
I'm watching shit like that, because that's what's interesting to me, the human experience, as opposed to these fabricated stories. So it's kind of hard to get people to buy into what's being sold to them, what's being forced down their throat now. People want, they want to be able to have the choices. They want options. So I don't know if that movie theater is going to stick around. Now, as far as AI goes,
okay,
let's talk a little bit about artificial intelligence, this artificial thing. I think that, be careful what I say, because some people be hating on you. When you start talking about
they're gonna hate you anyway.
I know.
They don't even have a reason to.
You can't stop AI. Let me just tell you this. They signing record deals with AI artists. They got a actress that just did an AI actress. In a minute, they're going to be utilizing likenesses of people that we do know, but then they're going to create likenesses of people that we don't know and introduce them because it's going to look so realistic that eventually the naked eye won't be able to tell the difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can look at it now and go, they ain't quite there yet.
Right.
They got it, but they ain't quite there yet. This time in 2 years from now, listen, I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference. I think that some of the commercials that we're watching right now are AI because I'm going, I ain't never seen that actress before. I ain't never seen that actor before because if you can hire somebody who don't talk back, they don't age
On time.
and they say exactly what you tell them to do, why would you not? So I think we're now going, it's a big shift. So like my parents tell me about when they were kids, they didn't have TVs. It went from radio to TV.
Gotcha.
And then it went from TV, black and white, to color.
Right.
And then it went from color TV to the next phase, the high def.
Right.
And so forth and so on. Now we're moving into, from 4K or 8K, we're moving into AI. And if you don't get on board, you're just gonna get left behind. Now, I'm a proponent of, like, I like ChatGPT and some of those different AI things.
Right.
But I'm not dependent upon it because I can still write. I can still think for myself. I can still come up with great things, but I do use them to help me organize my thoughts, right? And say, hey, look, just help me organize this and alphabetize this and put this in a file. And that kind of stuff is very helpful. But eventually, it's going to be about the promptist, people that prompt as opposed to write. So when you can learn how to prompt correctly, you'll get a better storyline.
Gotcha.
And then when you can learn how to use Sora and some of these other AI programs to create these images that look so realistic, oh, the game's getting ready to change. And it's almost like it's going to be the puppeteer and these AI puppets. That's what I see. I see 5 years from now, there being 100% AI movies, television series, and stuff like that. And do I like it? No. But do I think it's going to happen? I think it's inevitable. When I was a kid, hip hop came out and all the old people said, it's going to go away. It's a fad. And it just never died, right? It's the same thing. It's never going to go away.
I think it's scary that they're going to take away the human element from movies and TV shows and things like that, because I think some of those imperfect moments and imperfect things about people is the thing that kind of actually makes people special.
I tell you what's interesting. What's an interesting concept? I think what's going to end up happening is everything is going to go in reverse. And here's what I mean by that. You were just talking about the movie theaters. So to have that outdoor experience, I think what's going to happen is we're going to start seeing more live entertainment.
Oh, okay.
I think what the vaudeville era was, right?
That.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I think we're going to start seeing more and more people going to Broadway plays and the plays here in LA. And I think that it's going to be more of that's going to be your date night, because people are going to go, I'm tired of seeing these manufactured shows and movies that we don't even know if the people are real or not. You can't AI a real performance that's happening in front of your face.
Right. Not
that I know of, not yet. So concerts are going to start coming back. Plays, the circuits, the Chitlin circuits and all. I think there's going to be more of a resurgence of live entertainment again, whether that's on stage or whatever it is.
That's smart. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That's why athletes get paid so much right now, because you cannot put a AI to play sports and people are going to enjoy it.
Nobody's going to buy that.
No.
I don't think people are going to buy it.
But I actually think, and this is going to happen in the next 5 years, there's going to be an AI independent mind that is going to create a whole movie, and it's going to trick a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. There's no two ways about it.
And it's not going to, no humans are going to be involved, and it's going to be and people are saying, oh, AI cannot think like humans. I think it can. I think some machines might learn to.
I am 100% with you. I think so too. That's the scary part. We got to contain it. Everybody's like, you gonna get one of them robots? And I'm like,
they're gonna go get them a Bentley and write a bunch of shows, black shows.
Come on, bro.
And be like, I don't like this thing.
Exactly. Them AI robots and stuff that they got coming.
Oh,
like,
I saw it. Yeah.
Now, what happens? Robot for like 20,000.
Yeah. What happens when you wake up and that nigga standing over you?
Billy, before we let you go, please, I know everybody asks you this, but I'm gonna be just like them and ask you anyway. Give us your best Martin Lawrence story, since that's one of your
man.
Your best one. Maybe one you haven't even told. It don't have to be, but one of your best stories. We would love to hear it, and we'll call it a day, man. And we appreciate you.
I got so many moments.
Man, share.
I've traveled with this man on private jets to Anguilla I'm trying to think my best Martin Lawrence story. I don't know what my best one is.
A story.
Well, I gave you a few of them. I tell you.
No, I know you gave me a few. You know I'm gonna make it a little hard for you.
Let's see. One of my great Martin Lawrence stories. It's so hard to pick. We've had some of the best hotels, suites. I remember the very first time I went on a private jet.
Okay.
Right? And Martin said, "Come with me to Chicago. They sending me a jet." I don't know if he had been on one before, but that was my first time getting on a jet. So we hop on this jet, and me, him, and his partner Kenneth, and we fly to Chicago. And when we landed, there was a marching band on the runway on the tarmac. Wow. Limos. This is before the Martin show popped. We ain't been on the air yet.
Okay.
We ain't been on the air yet. We're shooting the show, but we haven't aired yet. And when we landed, Martin said, "What the fuck?" He said, "All this for me?" I said, "Yeah." He hit a tear on it. He hit a tear one time because he couldn't believe that they were making this kind of a deal of this big of a deal of him. And so it was like everybody got caught up emotionally because we're looking at our partner going to another stratosphere right in front of our face. And so I remember that vividly. I remember that moment vividly. One thing that I do remember from that trip, though, he got real mad at me. This is very funny. He got mad at me because we had partied all night after he did his performance. And then the next day he had like these same limos that was on the tarmac. They was in front of the hotel. They was there for us. So I get up early and I'm like, "I've never been to Chicago before." And the limo driver said, "Man, hop in the car, let me show you Chicago." So we go around. He takes me to Gladys's. We get some good soul food. Okay. And then he takes me to the store, get me a Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls hat. So when I come back to the hotel, they still sleep. Everybody's still asleep, right? So when he gets up, he like this, "Where you get that Bulls hat at?" I said, "Oh man, the limo driver took me around. Man, I saw it." He said, "So you didn't wait for us?" I was like, "You asleep?" He said, all right. So later on that day, we all go shopping, and like I said, they laid it out for us. We went to this place and they gave get whatever you want, And Martin was like this, "Everybody get whatever they want, except for your ass." Since you like to go with the limo driver early. He don't even remember that story, I'm sure. But it was so many, I had so many great moments with Martin. I love this dude dearly. We are brothers. Like sometimes we get along, sometimes we might not be great getting along so well, but it's like any other siblings. They, you love them. You're going to fight and then you're just like, "Well, we eating that."
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've had too many moments to just isolate into one great story. If I had time to really, really think about something, I could probably come up with something a little better than what I shared.
It was great.
But I tell you, man, this dude has been such a part of the fabric of me in this industry that nobody's gonna do what he did for me for anybody else. And I'll just leave it at that.
I love that, man. Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah.
We completely appreciate you. The stories were amazing. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, bro. Thank you.
I'm down 162 pounds in 6 months, and it feels great. Looking at myself in the mirror is a trip. I marvel at myself now because I'm like, man, I've done this in 6 months. 6 months is not that long ago.
I started this program back on July 1st at 288.5 pounds. Today I weighed in at 184. When I first got here, I was sad and depressed and stressed out. Over time, I regained my self-esteem, my willpower, my determination, and those things have helped me to grow and become happier with myself and in life.
Use code TFU10 for a discount on the full body cleanse.
This is O'Shea Jackson. You're listening to TFU Podcast, if you didn't know.